KUAM TVH, first on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, Guam's leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
An education emergency. The legislative speaker calling her colleagues into session today focused on a measure to get students back into the classrooms and to beef up school personnel.
As the clock ticks to inspect the schools, the GW High community is reaching out to the public in hopes to speed up the process to get them ready. I'm KUAM intern Devin Santos with more on how you can get involved.
And what is all that red algae washing up on our shores? We speak with the Department of Agriculture to get some answers.
Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Thank you so much for starting your week here with us.
Well, an emergency session underway this week and just 3 weeks shy of Guam Department of Education students set to return to class.
It's a return that won't be the same for all GDOE students. Now lawmakers are scrambling, taking school and health leaders away from the work that has yet to happen out in the field, and instead questioning them over a proposal that, if passed, could speed up the process and possibly bring more hires to GDOE.
It was an effort made in the hopes of expediting the reopening of Guam Department of Education schools, resulting in yet another delay. Not long into this morning's call for an emergency session, the legislature quickly resolving into the Committee of the Whole as lawmakers objected to Speaker Therese Terlahi's multi-pronged Bill 156.
We came into Committee of the Whole notwithstanding the rules. There are no rules to go into Committee of the Whole for non-appropriation bills.
Chair,
so we are here notwithstanding the rules.
I made that motion. I never said notwithstanding. You said it. I didn't. I made that motion.
There is no rule to allow us to go into Committee of the Whole for non-appropriation bills.
Chair,
so we are here.
Madam Chair,
I
did not make the motion notwithstanding.
Senator, you're out of order.
I am not out of order. You are out of order, Madam Chair.
Minority Leader Senator Frank Blas Jr. making the motion, calling the measure a goulash of different subjects in violation of standing rules, saying Guam DOE and public health needed to be included in the conversation. But the speaker arguing that her bill, which would expedite the review by the public health director of GDOE sanitary variance applications, increase Guam DOE small purchase orders, detail additional inspectors, and temporarily hire GovGuam inspectors are requests from Guam DOE and public health.
These all came at their request. We've heard from them, hearing after hearing after hearing, and phone calls, and this is their request.
Nevertheless, Guam DOE officials engaging in yet another conversation on how legislation like Bill 156 might aid the process of reopening schools. GDOE Deputy Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Joe Sanchez.
But the one area that this bill does really help is the variance section, because if we get the top 8, and I think in discussions with a lot of folks, if these top 8 variances are approved, majority, if not all of our schools will pass.
Fresh on the job, GDOE Superintendent Dr. Kenneth Swanson adding the proposal is a plus for his agency.
The other part of the bill that speaks to the procurement adjustments will make it possible for us to break the work into smaller bites so we can issue a contract for one school to do one particular set of work, for example, plumbing renovation. And that brings the dollar cost in under the threshold that can get us in good shape quickly, and also use the money that we have aside from the recovery from COVID that has to be obligated anyway. So we can spend that more effectively with the proposed language.
Francine Salas, acting Chief Environmental Public Health Officer, sharing with senators the status of school inspections.
So our teams are ready at 3 a week with Bill 156, and I believe the governor has the authority to bring on or transfer some former inspectors into public health to assist us, and we could increase our team composition to maybe 5 teams, and perhaps we could do 5 schools a week.
Salas adds public health would not turn away any additional help, but it would take a while to train inspectors from other agencies without knowledge of how public health conducts inspections. Meanwhile, the definition of variances was discussed at length, with Salas confirming only one district-wide variance for ceiling tiles has been granted to GDOE from public health to date. Session recessed until 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Guam's Attorney General has sent 2 proposed bills to the legislative speaker. He hopes it would assist with student learning for those public school kids still uncertain about the start of the school year. AG Doug Moreland stating the bills are intended to provide the Guam legislature options in ensuring compliance with the Every Child is Entitled to an Adequate Public Education Act, Moreland referring to the proposals as the charter school and school voucher draft bills.
He says this would increase the current limit at charter schools and allow private schools to both absorb the Department of Education school students who may not be able to receive their 180 instructional days over the next year. The first legislative proposal, which would lift enrollment caps for charter schools, would maximize the charter schools' facilities and allow for funding to start at the beginning of the school year. The second proposal would allow for students currently enrolled in schools which are not going to timely open, especially GDOE Phase 3 schools, the opportunity to receive a voucher to attend an accredited private school on Guam. Phase 3 schools are those schools that are not designated to open for more than 3 months. Now to a call to action happening at the Home of the Geckos.
The Parent-Teacher-Student Association at GW High putting together a list of needs to get their students back in the classroom sooner rather than later. KUAM intern Devin Santos has the story. He joins us now with details. Hey, Devin.
Nick and Des, a light bulb must have switched on with this idea. The parents and teachers joining forces to get the Mangilao campus ready as quickly as possible for this year's students. No doubt, schools are the backbone for our rapidly growing society, but the question remains, will they be open on time? And with so much uncertainty, the PTSA at George Washington High isn't wasting any more time. Over the weekend, this notice started circulating on social media, asking the community to please help them prepare for their public health inspection. The PTSA compiling a long list of needs to support those efforts. Here's a look at those needs. They're asking for items like nails, screws, white, yellow, and purple paint, battery-operated drills, buckets, fluorescent light bulbs, and the list goes on. Officials say the donations can be dropped off at the GW High main office. You can enter through the UOG bus gate. Also, if you've got the skills to help out with the repairs, the PTSA will be announcing soon a Happy Labor Day, when they will get to work on making these fixes and cleaning up the campus. The Guam Department of Education and the Department of Public Health has a busy schedule working to get the schools all checked out. We should note, GW is a school, the campus hit hard by Typhoon Mawar, showing signs of water damage, mold growth, and much more. GW is among the dozen of Tier 3 schools far from being ready for students and staff. According to Guam DOE, it is expected to take 3 months from the original August 9th opening date to get the school up to par and ready for inspection. The PTSA hoping that their call to action now going around, they can push up that time frame so their students can get back to learning and fast. We will have a complete list of the needs on KUAM.com. For now, I'm Devin Santos, KUAM News.
Thanks, Dev. Well, Guam DOE today confirming that John F. Kennedy High passed its public health inspection. JFK, along with Inalahan Elementary and Maritzo Martyrs Memorial School, can resume regular school operations on August 23rd.
Yeah, GDOE is still waiting for health reports for Onslaught Middle School. Public Health also scheduled to inspect Talifofo Elementary, Weddingale Elementary, and Tizen High Schools this week. Also, the Guam Department of Education orientations underway.
Sure then that we are diligently working at the school site, really to get our school up to phase 1. And so, again, rest assured, we're doing everything at the school site to work hard and address those issues. I just reiterated that the typhoon just compounded really the task of things that we needed to do. It just kind of lengthened it all. But again, we're doing the best that we can, and we just ask for their patience.
That's Beth Perez, the acting principal of PC Lujan Elementary. That's also, she was discussing what happened during the virtual discussion for the orientation for Guam DOE. Right. We have the full list right now for the other schools on KUAM.com.
That's right. Well, in other news, the autopsy for 68-year-old Senido Peraisu, who loved ones knew as boy, is set to be conducted tomorrow.
Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Jeffrey Nine confirming with KUAM he would perform the autopsy Tuesday to confirm Paraisu's cause and manner of death. It was last Friday Paraisu was found dead inside his burning wooden tin home along Piat Street in Dededo. The Guam Fire Department continues to investigate what started the fire. Guam police were also called to the scene to investigate. Murder defendant Nicholas Wayne Moore is back in court today. Moore stands accused in the killing of Michael Castro. His murder trial before Superior Court Judge Maria Senzon was set to begin in August, but could now be delayed. Defense attorney Mike Phillips requesting more evidence in the case to prepare for trial.
The court is expected to issue a decision soon on the request, but based on arguments made today, Phillips says it appears the judge will grant it. Defense adding this will lead to a delay in the August trial. Moore is currently on house arrest awaiting his day in court in the murder case, along with a retrial in the separate Agana Heights drive-by shooting case. Well, a couple accused of soaking a 3-year-old child in gasoline and threatening to burn down a Molesio residence could be cutting a plea deal with prosecutors. 28-year-old Dina Marie Babauta and 30-year-old Jason Vince Leon Guerrero appeared before Judge Maria Senzon in Superior Court today. The pair are facing charges of child abuse. Babauta is also charged with 3 counts of family violence and interfering with the reporting of family violence.
It was said in court today Leon Guerrero could be taking a plea offer, and defense for Babauta was told they too should expect a plea agreement. Parties are back in court tomorrow to find out if they will take the deal or if the case is still headed for trial. As we reported, a witness allegedly told police Babauta soaked a child in gas and threatened to burn the house down. Others, including a teen, heard Babauta allegedly threaten to kill those at the residence. A man who already has multiple local drug-related cases against him on his record is now facing federal drug charges. A recently unsealed indictment in the District Court of Guam charges Joshua Sharp with possession with intent to distribute meth.
Sharp has since pleaded not guilty to the charge. Court documents state he was caught allegedly dealing the drugs back in February. No other details about the Fed's investigation has been made public. Sharp's trial is set for October 4th.
After more than a decade of protests and lawsuits, a trial expected to begin this week in the legal battle between duty-free shoppers and the Guam International Airport Authority over once highly lucrative master concession contract. Attorneys for the sides appearing before Judge Arthur Parsinas today for a motions hearing ahead of possible bench trial Wednesday.
The airport has filed a motion to dismiss the case due to a lack of subject matter jurisdiction. It argues that the contract with Lotte has been performed over the last 10 years. Nestor Lecanto has more.
The litigation goes all the way back to 2013 when the Guam Airport Authority awarded a 10-year deal to Lotte Duty Free. Duty Free Shoppers, or DFS, had held the airport's specialty retail concessionaire contract for more than 30 years before losing it to Lotte. According to KUAM files, Lotte was selected after bidding $15.4 million a year in concession fees, which GIAA said was more than twice what DFS was paying under the previous contract. DFS filed procurement protests followed by lawsuits against the airport, alleging a variety of issues, including misconduct by board members for accepting gifts during a Lotte-organized trip to Korea. The two sides have been battling it out in court ever since. Former airport executive manager under the Calvo administration, Chuck Atta, had responded at one time that, quote, "Of course DFS is unhappy it lost a contract it held exclusively without competition for decades, which yielded tens of millions of dollars in profits for DFS. Plain and simple," he said, "the Lotte contract is better for the airport and the people of Guam." Meanwhile, GIAA has a clause in its contract with Lotte in which the Korean retail giant will cover the legal fees for any disputes that may arise. Since then, the sides have spent millions on legal fees. Coincidentally, the legislature authorized and the airport board just approved a 3-year extension of the Lotte contract, ostensibly so the company can make up for losses sustained when tourism arrivals disappeared during the pandemic. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
In 2018, Judge Barcenas granted summary judgment in favor of DFS and voided the contract. The airport then appealed to the Guam Supreme Court, which vacated the lower court's decision.
No word yet on Judge Barcenas' ruling on today's motion to dismiss. If he rules against it, a bench trial is scheduled for Wednesday.
An unusual amount of red algae has been washing up all across the Lupang beach shores, but biologists say it's nothing to worry about.
Brent Tibbetts, Guam Department of Agriculture biologist in the Division of Aquatic and Wildlife Resources, says this type of algae is indigenous to the island.
Whoa, look at that.
I know. The reason for the unusual amount is thanks to the weather conditions Guam has been experiencing lately, especially in the weeks following Typhoon Mawar.
Kind of warm, sunny weather, calm water, low tide, so that the water gets pretty warm. And algae really flourishes in those types of conditions. After that, we had the front come through where waves picked up, and we had some surf that we had experienced for a little while. And likely is that those waves knocked that algae loose where it had been growing out on the reef, and then it got deposited on the beach in really large quantities. We're experiencing an El Nino right now, which for the Western Pacific generally means high temperatures, less winds, and lower than normal tides. El Ninos also generally result in an increased number of storms passing by us.
The algae may not be a health risk to beachgoers, but Tibbetts highly encourages the public to call agriculture if something like this occurs. He says they are studying it and the amounts that are coming in.
Additionally, for those interested in cleaning up the algae from the beach, Tibbetts says to wear gloves in case it starts to decompose or smell. Last Thursday, when the algae first washed up on shore, Guam EPA spokesperson Nick Lee told KUAM their monitoring personnel would conduct a shoreline assessment and that preliminary findings are forthcoming, pending their completion of the assessment.
Well, I don't know if our viewers here can hear the generator in the background. Yep, there are power glitches and rolling outages still occurring between now and the 6th of the month. So be on the lookout for that. We'll have the full list on KUAM.com. We'll be right back.
KUAM TV 8, live on Peacock. Check out our live channel, NBC shows, live sports original programming, movies, plus so much more. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and subscribe today.
Do you ever just sit and think, that's so hot?
Need something spicy?
Yes.
You've reached the Volcano Menu hotline. This is Paris, expert on what's hot. How may I turn up the heat for you today? Don't know what to make for dinner? Babe, just order a volcano taco from Taco Bell. I'm literally eating one right now. Yes. You're welcome for calling. Bye.
I'm the hot one. Need even more spice? The Volcano Menu is back at Taco Bell.
Checking my vital signs, on my battle lines, going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I need is just a pen. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write our story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark a flame. Watch as our fire rages. Our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. The one and only stuffed crust pizza tempts your taste buds with melted cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. And at just $18.99 with one topping, the stuffed crust pizza is truly irresistible. So grab your slice of pizza perfection with cheesy goodness baked right into the crust. The stuffed crust pizza, just $18.99 with one topping. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Welcome back to Primetime. Decision 2026 already showing itself. A candidate for Guam's Attorney General making his official announcement over the weekend.
Attorney Peter Santos announcing his bid for AG. Santos ran as a write-in during last year's election. KUAM asking him why the decision to launch his campaign so soon.
I just wanted to plant it in people's minds because everything I believe that I had predicted would happen has happened with this current AG. And so we went from bad to worse, from the last AG to the current AG. And people need to start thinking about who's going to be the next AG and who has what it takes. We have to do things right and with a team, a healthy team. And so that's the first priority of what I will do if I become the next AG, is not just to promise to build the team, but to actually do it. The current AG promised to build the team or rebuild the team, but actually did the exact opposite. And it's getting worse. There's still more attorneys trying to leave the AG's office. They're just looking for a place to go. And the ones that have left, I'm in communication with a lot of them, and they're just waiting for things to change, and they want to go back. Guam needs to realize that we need someone with experience and with motivation and ideas to get that office back into shape. The office is on life support, and the current AG is doing everything he can to try to make a lot of noise to prove to people that it's not on life support. But there's a lot of people on this island that know the truth. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better. So I'm just looking to start early and get ready for the next term.
Attorney Santos also encouraging others to try to run for public office. KUAM reached out to AG Doug Moylan for comment.
Well, does Guam need more senators in the legislature?
Freshman lawmaker Senator Dwayne Sinicolas thinks so. He introduced a bill that would increase the number from 15 back to 21. Sinicolas stating his reason behind the proposal is that Guam's population has grown, adding, quote, "I believe that 15 senators is not adequately enough to represent the entire community." The senator adding that having a greater amount of senators would serve the community more, and the people of Guam will have better access to their elected officials to voice their concerns.
Sinicolas says the current 15 does not provide adequate representation for the growing population of the island. He notes Guam had 21 senators serving the island for 48 years, but that changed in 1996. If passed, the bill would go into effect during the following senatorial election.
The legislature will go into budget session next week and by law has until the end of the month to submit a spending plan to the governor.
Guam Customs and Quarantine is one of the last few agencies to appear for their budget hearing today. As Nestor LaConta reports, money and manpower was the focus.
Customs and Quarantine is in charge of protecting Guam's borders. No person or product comes in without the oversight of CQA. Agency leaders presented their fiscal year 24 budget to lawmakers. One of the first questions asked was about rent. CQA pays some $1.7 million each year to the Guam airport, and Appropriations Chairman Joe San Agustin is one of several senators who continue to question that.
That kind of bothers me, is that almost $2 million in rent money. Gosh, you could be like one of the schools. We spend 5.7 on leased schools, 4 schools. And you're 2. You could have had your own building in less than 10 years. But for both director, staff of customs, look at it, focus on it, tell the airport to not charge you. Because you have an obligation by law to inspect everybody coming in. You don't have an obligation to pay for rent.
CQA also conducts inspections at the port, but only pays a common area fee. Even that, says San Agustin, should be waived. Manpower is also an issue. Recruitment is not the problem, it's retention. Officers are constantly leaving for more lucrative federal law enforcement positions or for the military. Customs Director Ike Pareto says DOA denied proposed retention incentive pay, so he took to promoting as a way to encourage them to stay.
The promotions were from Officer 2, Officer 3 up to the supervisors.
Okay.
And the reason why that I went full force on that is that I had a lot of Officer 1s that have been with the agency for over 20 years, never been promoted. And in order for me to try and retain them, I need to provide some sort of an incentive for them to stay. And that's what we did.
The Customs Agency is asking for a budget of $19.4 million. About $14.7 million is for salaries. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
Thanks, Ness. Well, this weekend at the Micronesia Mall, an outreach event was held by the members of the Guam Association of Realtors. The forum sought to educate property owners about help for those whose homes were damaged during the storm.
Our Jason Salas speaks with some GAR representatives about getting the word out and getting help to those who need it most.
The Realtors Relief Foundation was created to help homeowners with disaster relief. And there's $500,000 that's been set aside to help Guamanian property owners who were displaced in May due to Typhoon Mawar.
The grant came from the Realtors Relief Foundation, which is an arm of the National Association of Realtors. And the beauty of this, Jason, this is since 20 plus years ago that this was founded by a few good men and women, leaders of the National Association of Realtors when the 9/11 happened. And after that, they made sure that it becomes sustainable.
As they have been for the past few Saturdays and will continue through the end of September, the Guam Association of Realtors was helping locals through the application process.
So we're going to be here every Saturday, 12 to 5, and we'll be here all the way until September 30 or until such time that we've exceeded the 400 applications or the 500,000 is exhausted.
Up to $1,250 may be awarded per household for qualified applicants.
If they moved in with their family for a few days, can they qualify? And the answer really is no. You have to have been displaced because of the typhoon and moved into another, or started a new lease agreement because of that move.
And just like the swiftness of getting approved money from FEMA and the SBA with those agencies' disaster relief efforts, the turnaround time is swift with the Realtors program as well.
Within 4 to 6 weeks of their submission of their application, considering that everything is complete.
The most common question, explains Sean Blas and Jody Duenas, is an applicant's income level. But still, it's imperative to understand exactly what homeowner hardships qualify for assistance.
There are no income limitations at all. You can be in any income bracket and come in to apply. You just have to make sure to comply with all of the other sets of rules that we have.
The damage is actually the caveat to being able to apply for this loan. That is the main criteria. They have to have damage to what is called the structure of the home, which is the roof, the floors, the doors, the windows, and then I think we were also including gates, potentially garages.
Okay. Fencing too?
Fencing too, depending on, the gate.
The deadline for applications to be submitted is the end of September, with the outreach located at the former GameStop store at the Micronesia Mall in Dededo every Saturday until September 30th.
If you're traveling to the Federated States of Micronesia, you no longer have to show proof of COVID-19 vaccination. Over the weekend, FSM President Wesley Samina signing a new public law lifting the COVID-19 vaccine as a requirement for all travelers entering the FSM.
However, the new law transfers the authority for such restrictions to be reinforced by the Secretary of the Department of Public Health, who can create regulations to require COVID vaccines for entry if necessary. The move comes nearly 3 years after the COVID-19 pandemic started. Well, CNMI Delegate Gregorio Sablan advocating for more federal student financial aid for college students amid proposed budget cuts in U.S. Congress. In a subcommittee on a higher education and workforce development hearing, Sablan addressed the dire need to maintain federal aid for college students like the Pell Grant in the Marianas and across the nation.
The Pell Grant is also very important to my district, where about 1,000 students attend a community college there, and typically covers the cost of tuition. What happens to those students who want to go to school, who should go to school, and yet don't have the resources to do it because we have all these new ideas of how to reduce their funds, their student aid programs? What happens to our community, these investments we have done so far that made us this greatest nation on earth? It wasn't just from legacy admissions in colleges, was it? We must have done something right, and I think we did something, we're doing some things right. We shouldn't do very much to hurt it.
The budget proposal from the congressional majority includes scraping funding for at least 60 programs, including federal work study, which has education officials concerned. Things heating up north, and no, I'm not talking about the weather. The CNMI hosting its 42nd annual Flame Tree Arts Festival over the weekend, bringing together artists from across the Marianas.
Regional correspondent Tomas Menguatnia reports.
It's one of the most iconic events in Saipan.
The people of the Commonwealth have a long and rich cultural heritage whose tapestry includes promoting arts, traditional crafts, visual arts, and literary arts. And the Flame Tree Arts Festival is a premier platform in the region that showcases the amazing and impactful works of our people, our community, and our visitors as well.
The 42nd annual Flame Tree Arts Festival showcased the region's best artists over the weekend on Saipan. Creatives from across the Marianas gathered to display their craft.
Feels good, feels great, even though it's kind of small this year, but we still went all out this year. This is only our second year to participate in the Flame Tree. Me and Albert have been carving together for about 3 years. Last year we only had like four galutis every day. We would make and sell them right away. This year we've been preparing since last year. So we're very happy, very proud, very grateful for the Arts Council for having this, for us to come out, or providing space for us to come out and share our work with the community, share our culture, show everybody that our culture is still alive.
It's 17-year-old Fanai Staffler's fourth festival where she shared her creations.
I think it's number one, the lack of jobs for younger people. And also I like to create really beautiful things, and I want a space that's inviting for people when they come to festivals, and a place where you can find reasonable price and source jewelry from the islands.
And she has this to share with other young aspiring artists.
Not every time is going to be a hit, not every time is going to be the same, but when you see people wearing your stuff or having it out there and you recognize your own stuff worn on people, it really does make you smile inside.
Tomas Manglona, KUAM News, Saipan.
The Office of the Attorney General has a list full of events to celebrate National Child Support Month.
This is an effort to bring awareness to the importance of the financial well-being of the children, as well as to help families together even when they're apart. Julian Hernandez has more.
Making sure our youth is cared for properly. August is National Child Support Awareness Month. But what do you know about child support and its importance to our community? It's a question that has the Attorney General's Child Support Division announcing outreach events. The community will get to know more about what happens behind the scenes as well, such as the Access and Visitation Program and Erica's House, an organization that assists families during custodial exchanges. AG Doug Moylan explains.
Most of us don't have the money to be litigating cases through our court system, and now more than ever, with the scarcity of lawyers out there, the price is going to go up. And I've said that several times before the legislature. That is the problem that our community is facing right now. So to have these free programs available, it would take both the parents to come to the table and try to avail themselves to these programs. It's free.
This year's theme, Love Your Kids. The focus brought back on servicing the entire family, according to Acting Deputy AG Raymond Ilagan.
We're looking at revitalizing our Access and Visitation Program.
to get parents more involved, especially the non-custodial parents more involved with the kids' lives. We also have, in case the parties can't work together, we have Erica's House, who can assist in visitation exchanges so that the non-custodial parents can have time with their kids. And ultimately the goal is so that if these parties are all serviced, they're not going to be focusing on the money, they're focusing on the children.
The month-long celebration and awareness kicks off with a wave at the ITC intersection on August 1st from 4 to 6 p.m. We've got a list of the events for Love Your Kids Month on KUAM.com. Julian Hernandez, KUAM News.
Thanks, Jules. We've all been cheering on those kids who earned their high school diplomas in our Head of the Class segment, and there was one more graduation ceremony held this past weekend. Applauding months of hard work and applied learning in the area of entrepreneurship.
The widely successful Guam Unique Merchandise and Art Program, or GUMA, held a graduation ceremony this past weekend at the DFS Tea Galleria in Tumon. The initiative gives artisans and craftspeople who are willing to chase their dream and who aren't afraid to apply some good old-fashioned elbow grease to their ideas the business training to bring their visions to life.
Governor Lilian Guerrero was on hand complimenting the business owners for completing the 16-week program and exhibiting their goods to market. In all, 56 new companies formed based around clever ideas, waiting to make happy customers.
That's right. All right, well, it's a celebration of the beauty that surrounds us, presented by the Guam Micronesia Island Fair and sponsored by the Guam Visitors Bureau. This weekend in the southern part of the island, immerse yourself in the vibrant and diverse cultures within Micronesia through the Inetnon Mentautau Micronesia Fair.
This Saturday, August 5th, enjoy cultural performances, vendors, food, drinks, plus a riverboat cruise at the Valley of Ladi from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And just a little further up the street, grub on more good eats and a volleyball tournament at Jeff Pirates Cove from 11 in the morning to 7 p.m. But the fun doesn't stop there. Just a stone throw away, participate in a sling stone throwing competition and an opening tee-off at the Country Club of the Pacific from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Here's Dave Tidinko, the president and CEO of Valley of the Ladi, on the event's significance.
We're doing this event for our people. And our vision at the Valley is to be the place chosen by the people of Guam to celebrate our cultures and share the beauty of the islands with all that visit. And so it has to be first and foremost good enough for our people, because if it's good enough for our people, it'll be great for everybody that know little about us, and it's great for us to share.
That's right. Well, the event is free of charge and shuttle services to all 3 locations are available between 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. For the full schedule, just head on over to KUAM.com. In its second year, the crowd spent their Saturday at the Ino Wellfest at the Hotel Nico Guam in Tumon. Attendees getting involved to find their spark. More than 400 people took in the experience by getting involved in the many holistic activities offered. This year's theme, Activate Your Light, which Ino Wellfest founder Liv Mariotti says is about finding motivation from within.
We have to find ways that we can continue to build that inner light within us. And some of the things that I've done in my own wellness journey that have led me here is, yes, I've explored yoga and meditation and the fitness side and the food and self-care, but a lot of my wellness journey has come from asking myself some harder questions and really getting to sit with that.
Incredible event there, Liv. It also included all local vendors as well. KUAM will bring you more on our experience at this year's Ino Wellfest coming up in the August edition of LFG Love for Guam. In Island Tradition was pushed back more than 2 months as a favorite event of ours, and the ever-popular Hagat Mango Festival was supposed to have taken place the weekend that Typhoon Mawar hit us.
But the Southern community held an amazing event this past weekend, inviting the community, including our Jason Salas, down to celebrate.
$5 only gets you how long inside the petting zoo? As long as you want. See, now that's Southern hospitality right there. There's no fixed time limit. Wow. How are the kids responding to these wonderful animals? What's the most popular animal? Bunny. The bunnies? Okay. Because bunnies don't bite, right?
Bunnies and the duck, believe it or not.
And the duck? I know ducks bite. I've been bitten by ducks before, but you have to be cool with the duck. Okay, do you mind if I get a shot of inside? Okay. We're going to give you guys a sneak peek of the Goats and Giggles. Right? I love that poster.
Come inside.
Oh, you don't mind? Okay, thank you.
Not at all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on, guys. And look at this, kid-friendly. Sir, good morning. Hi, everybody. Half a day. Okay, there's those bunnies. They're taking a break from the Easter season right now. Okay, and there is...
Silky chicken.
Oh, yeah, these are those wild chickens, right?
Fluffy chicken.
Oh, fluffy chickens.
Right?
I've never seen one of these up close.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How pica do you guys like it? Because you guys are policymakers. Do policymakers go for like nuclear or, you know?
No, I don't go too hot.
Okay.
When it comes to politics, I don't like the hot. When it comes to Donny, nothing beats Donny Solly.
Okay, so you go for it.
Max.
Okay.
Causes already.
Go big or go home, I guess. All right. Thank you very much. Buenas. That is beautiful. Okay, how has the sales been right now? And I know, I see because we're down in Hoggett right now, we're so close to the Navy base, a lot of people are coming and saying, what is Dinancy? What's it all about? What are the questions they ask?
A lot of it is what is Dinancy and what we use it on? And we simply say it's a local pepper paste. It's a delicacy that we use a lot. And we use it on everything, from marinades to barbecue to soups and dipping sauces.
Let's be real, bro. We put Dinancy on cereal here on Guam.
Yes, it goes there too.
We put Dinancy on Dinancy. That's so meta.
Yeah.
Okay, now this one I know is a little bit thicker. So like they were saying, you can. Yeah. Okay, so it's. I could actually see this like on as a comforter too.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know, like I was saying earlier, I would send that to like one of my cousins who's going to college right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
College students and families.
Military.
Everywhere, military.
Someone's deployed. Yeah.
From all over the world.
There we go. Maybe as a tablecloth too, but.
Tablecloth and maybe put a lining over it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if anybody gets this dirty.
Lining, and you can put it over your table.
Yeah. Anybody gets that dirty though, a fight's gonna break out, and we don't want that.
Right.
we're all about love here at the Mango Fest. So, Jesus Masia. I gotta get this shot of these pork bellies, guys.
Excuse me, sir. Fire.
Oh, there you go. If that didn't even give you any reason. It's M&M, guys. Mango and Mantika. Guys, thank you for what you guys are doing, man. We appreciate you guys, man. Off a day. Congratulations on this wonderful event, Mayor.
Thank you so much
right.
for coming out and being with us today. It's been a great 2 days. Fireworks about anywhere from 9 to 9:30.
All right.
And then we have the John Dank show closing out this evening with us.
So we're going to rock out tonight.
Absolutely. Great day.
All right, Mayor Kev. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Jace. Great story there. I know they didn't have mangoes due to the storm, but I mean, what a great time seeing all the people get together and come out and celebrate. All I could think of was, I love you like a mango.
That's the only
I
part
love
I know.
the doo-doo.
Yeah, the doo-doo. All right. And now for a look at your world at home. Here's the view captured of the waves crashing along Gun Beach in Tumon over the weekend.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
New chicken nuggets from KFC?
Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
Touch it down.
Ooh.
Welcome to KUAM Sports. Time to check in with our partners at Clutch Guam.
Here's the final score.
Okay, now since you know, the weather we've been having over the past couple of days is like I said, uncharacteristic and yet expected for this time of year, and you know, given that there is that typhoon approaching our friends in Okinawa right now, I'm just going to be a social media dork here, right? Could we possibly see one of those really cool water spouts anywhere on the island?
Well, this is kind of those conditions that would be more conducive for water spouts. Generally, when we have weaker winds, that little turbulence in the base of the clouds has a little bit better of a chance to kind of spin up and to not get washed away in the stronger easterly winds. So definitely, as you see some of these darker cloud bases forming over the island and pushing off just to the western shore, which is where we typically see most of the funnels and water spouts, just keep a look at the base of those clouds. You might see a little finger kind of stretching down, and sometimes they kind of retreat back up.
Okay,
but on occasion,
You said
they
the
will come all the way
western shore.
down.
Yeah, Landon, I think I've only ever seen water spouts on the east side of the island.
Yeah, and so usually they do happen on the eastern shore, but most of the time we see them on the westerly shore because as the wind blows across the island, you got those climatological trade winds from the east blowing to the west. You get a little bit of turbulence, and usually that turbulence is kind of what helps initiate some of those funnels.
Yeah, okay. And Landon, I you've been through this a bunch of times. I've covered these water spouts like several times. It doesn't matter what's happening on the island at that moment. Everybody within social media range, they break out their cameras. All you see is like 10,000 different water spout videos for like 2 hours straight. They're actually
weather
really
has a way of doing that. Weather will capture anybody's attention. It'll shut down an island, and it gets all the attention. So that's the beauty of nature.
Okay, how dangerous are those though? And if we see a water spout, should we like steer clear?
So definitely steer clear of it. Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, like Landon said, if you do see a water spout that is all the way down to the surface, you will, even if the funnel is not visible down to the surface, there still may be some distortion, some winds kind of blowing right along the ocean surface, creating some spray. I would definitely avoid that because those winds can sometimes reach 40, 50, 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour. It's not a big system, but it is small. It would still wreck your day. So avoid those. Always keep your eye to the water, but always keep your eye to the clouds.
There you go. So shoot it, and by all means, put it on your Instagram story. Get a couple thousand more views than you normally get, but for sure, be safe, everybody. That's a word we want to pass along.
I'm in class waiting for mealtime to grab me. Dreaming about making my taste buds happy. Soon as the class bell rings, I'm making a rush to McDonald's to munch something.
Now for a limited time, try McDonald's new cheesy jalapeno McMuffin at breakfast or on a quarter pounder the rest of the day. Only for a limited time.
I'm loving it. I'm checking my vital sign, drawing my battle lines, going to war again. Feeling the rhythm inside of my chest, all I need is just a pen. I know I was born for this. I know I was born for this. I believe we can write our story. I believe we can be an army. We are the warriors who learn to love the pain. We come from different places, but have the same name. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. We are the broken ones who chose to spark the flame. Watch as our fire rages, our hearts are never tame. Cause we were born for this. We were born for this. Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Now to your head of the class.
Congratulations, class of 2023, presented by the University of Guam.
Hi, my name is Juliana Uy. I attend George Washington High School in Manila, and I am the valedictorian of the class of 2023. My highlights in high school were the clubs and organizations I took part in and the Washington, D.C. trip. The mentor or teacher that made an impact in my life was Sophia R. Underwood, as she supported all my endeavors throughout high school. My goals after high school are to pursue a biomedical degree in the University of Guam, and my ultimate goal is to become a doctor. My message to my underclassmen is to have fun, make good friends, and just pursue the biggest accomplishments you can.
My name is Michaela Sanchez. I attend George Washington High School in Manguilao, and I'm the salutatorian of the graduating class of 2023. One of my main highlights this school year is helping cultivate the club I helped co-found last school year, Youth for Decolonization, and introducing decolonization to George Washington High School. The mentor that most inspired me in my high school career is Sophia Underwood, because she helped me co-found Youth for Decolonization. My plans after high school include attending the University of Guam and majoring in political science. And my ultimate career goal is to find a career that exemplifies my values. My message to the underclassmen is to have fun and not take yourself too seriously.
Congratulations, class of 2023, presented by the University of Guam.
All right, well, a final concert was performed by the Tumon Bay Junior Youth Orchestra, making the conclusion of their summer camp program. So here's some of the kids during this incredible performance.
How about a little something more strong, something a little more aggressive?
Ooh, the talent. Good job, kiddos. Let's see what's happening now around town.
Here's Jason Salas with your News Bites.
I have 3 events I want to tell you all about, each one of them equally cool. First, there is an informative workshop on meat processing. Now this is awesome. It's hosted by UOG and the University of Nebraska. So you can learn about meat processing from a Cornhusker. That's totally awesome. Animal and meat scientists are going to teach you how to break down a carcass and create shelf-stable meat products throughout the process of drying and curing. You want to register to participate. Really cool stuff going on by our friends at UOG and Nebraska. All right, the Record Bay and Project Inspire are presenting Beats by the Bay. It is a wonderful event to learn the art of beat production. Classes are from August 1st through the 30th, every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 to 6 at the Project Inspire headquarters. First week of the class is free and $15 session in initial trial thereafter. Register because they're going to teach you how to make beats. Super cool. It's not just Dr. Dre's headsets. Actually, technically now they're owned by Apple, but Beats, really cool. It's creative ability in the process off the charts. All right, then a youth fishing derby is going to be held for little kids. That's happening up in Rhoda, ages 6 to 17 on West Harbor Marina from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Registration is at August 5th at 5 p.m. and orientation right after. Entry is free. And the categories are most caught, most variety, and largest fish. You want to register for that too. Whew. You don't have to register for News Bites. All you got to do is tune in here every single night to prime time and then just watch and participate. Back to you, Nick and Des.
It's birthday wishes time. You caught us taking a selfie.
Here's your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout out submitted on KUAM.com.
Okay, I got to tell you guys, apparently there were a lot of babies born throughout the years on July 31st because we have a big roster of birthday celebrants. So let's go. Happy birthday to the one and only Bob Onodera with love from your family and friends. Bob, we hope you have a fantastic birthday today. Happy 61st to Ron and Roland Santos. Dingas, Ron and Roland, all your friends say they wish you a happy 61st birthday. Ron Santos wishing a blessed birthday to my best half, and this is coming from your brother, and your entire family says they love you. Janae Perez, and you get this very special poetic shout out. Violets are blue, mimosas on Sundays. It's another birthday celebration, fun day. Happy birthday, Janae, from your Better Brunch Bureau. Got to give it up to the Better Brunch Bureau. All of their shout outs are really, really awesome. Jason Gogui, happy birthday to Jace. Love and miss you plenty, says your Guam familia. Lennon Barnett, KUM kid, happy birthday to this very young man. Happy birthday, Lennon, from all of us here at KUM, and especially your parents and your siblings. We hope you have a great day. Angelica Regis has a birthday today, and happy birthday out to you, Miss Angelica. Jean Joan, happy birthday to Jean. Also, happy birthday to Bennett Tatel. We wish you a fantastic day, as do we wish a wonderful day to Melody Martinez. Lester Season also blows out the candles today, so Lester, we hope you have a great day. And happy birthday to Jania Castor. Also, happy birthday to Star Perea. Happy birthday to you, Star, and happy birthday to a rock star, KUM family member Mateo Mortera. Happy birthday to you. All right, that's everybody who was born today. Now we got some belated birthdays to get to. Happy belated birthday to Dr. Miguel Bevacqua, who celebrated on July 29th. Mike, we hope you have a fantastic day. And Alexander Guzman. Happy belated birthday, Alex. Love and miss you plenty, say Nina, Nino, and the family. And happy belated birthday to Josh Mesa, with love from your Nina and the family.
That's your Primetime Show. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz. Stay beautiful and good night.